Priorities. Yeah, I'm pretty terrible at prioritizing. Pretty terrible. Or maybe, just maybe, the way we've been told to prioritize doesn't work and isn't made for a brain like mine. So, if you got ADHD like I do, you know the deal pretty much. We don't just juggle time because we don't know. We don't know it's either now or not now. And if you have my particular type of ADHD, you have a little anxiety whipped in there. So, like, you're never late. You're always 15 minutes early, which is, I don't know. I'd like to say way worse, but I know that, it's a spectrum. I hate being late, but being early kind of sucks, knowing that I could have slept in 15 minutes later. And so we're not only juggling time, but we're also juggling energy along with that. And energy, unlike time, is unpredictable because some days you wake up and you're ready to conquer the world, and other days you use it all up just getting out of the door to work. And working a 9 to 5 is extremely exhausting, and especially if it's a physically demanding job, it's even more exhausting. Or when you're starting a new job and things are all over the place and brand new, and your brain is just like, prioritization feels like a joke. Did to me this week, anyways. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Abundantly Aware. I'm your host, Katie. I very much appreciate you being here because I know the world is loud, the internet specifically, and you're taking the time to listen to me. So thank you so much. This episode came about because I'm exhausted and I'm trying to do it all. And it's hard because I haven't had a full-time job like I just got. I got a full-time job last week. It started last week. I'm exhausted, and I totally forgot how exhausting it is. I did sign up for this myself. I do want to work outside the house because I feel like this specific space is my creative space. It's my space for you, and it's my space for me, and I want to leave the house so I can just leave it there and then come home and work on the thing that I love the most, which is entrepreneurship and this business and this podcast. But yeah, I've been trying to prioritize rest, learning, and excelling at my job, as well as rest, as well as relationships, as well as everything else in between. Cleaning, oh my gosh. It's hard. Feeding myself, it's really hard to prioritize all of those things. And I want to come at it from another point of view because I feel like if you were to Google prioritization, we're given all of these ways that neurotypicals can prioritize, and they're like, it's easy. I have 3 jobs and I'm able to do them all well, and I'm growing this at the same time, and my relationships are amazing. But it's either a lie that they're trying to feed you, or our brains are just completely different. And so it's going to take a little bit more, / some things are just going to fall away. Because here's the thing. You can't know how much energy that you're going to have after doing something new. Me specifically, I did not know how much this was going to take out of me. Like, my job is a lot of walking up and down stairs, cleaning, learning new systems, figuring out things that I've never done before that I thought I would have, but I never did because the clinic that I used to work at is a completely different system than this one. And let's be honest, I worked at the old one 13 years ago. So things have drastically changed. And this week, one of my shifts was like 11:30 to 7:30. I'm exhausted. I didn't get home till about 8:30. My brain was tired, and it was done. And I had written down in my calendar to work on the podcast, and it just never happened, even though it is a great priority to me. But my mental health and my physical health are also priorities to me. And unfortunately, the podcast has to go away. And I know you'll understand because it's important to love our bodies and our minds, because I can't show up here if I'm not at least 75%. But that's all to say, I felt like a failure because, oh my God, I didn't do the thing. I didn't do the thing that I said that I was going to do. I didn't fulfill my priorities that I had, which was showing up to the podcast. That's all I needed to do for the business this week. But I acknowledge that I am neurodivergent. I have ADHD. Energy is extremely important to me. And when the neurotypicals talk about grinding it out and working all hours of the day, it's just something that is impossible for me. It's just something that I can't work as long hours as they can. I need more sleep and I need more rest. And I'm okay with that. I'm learning. So this episode is really to give you permission to be okay with yourself, to acknowledge that, hey, I'm building a business and I have a 9 to 5, and that's okay if I'm tired and things fall through the cracks. It's okay. And for me personally, I want to be wonderful at my job, but I also want to build this business on the side. Because things are changing, and I will update you in my update video for the series, but things in my brain have drastically changed since getting this job, and all the thoughts that were running around in my head and what I thought. It's taken me a week to realize that different thoughts are coming into play, but my plan for right now is to be as good as I can at work and to show up in the way that I can. So if I miss a few weeks, please bear with me. I will be showing up weekly as soon as I get into the groove of having a full-time job. And to be honest with you, the shifts that were promised to me are not currently because I'm the only full-time person in this role at the moment. So regularly it would be someone from 7 to 2 and then someone from 2 to 9. But right now I have a stupid shift in the middle of the day, which I absolutely hate. I'm going to be working 9 to 5 this week. I'm not looking forward to it because it basically ruins your whole day, but it's not forever. It's for right now, and that's okay. To boot, with all the things that I'm learning, they also don't train you the way that works well for my brain. So I'm developing some new ways to train myself so that I remember stuff. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. I'm not detail orientated, and I can't just be told how to do something. I need to be shown how to do it. So wish me luck. Wish me luck for next week specifically, because I have Monday all by myself. And the mornings, like, I am working 10 to 6 again, but I think Mondays are a little bit busier than, say, Friday, which was completely dead. So please wish me luck. Please wish me luck. But all this to say that through this 1 week of working full time and trying to post a podcast episode at the same time, I'm realizing that prioritization isn't trying to stuff every possible task into a day or going online and trying to find what someone else told me would be perfect for prioritizing and getting everything done. I think that for neurodivergent brains, mine specifically, it's really about building a system that actually works for us, even if it looks nothing like everybody else is telling you. So everybody else tells you, oh, just grind it out. What do they say? You're 5 to 9 before or after your 9 to 5? What in the world? I don't have enough energy. And I don't think they're actually taking into account, like, coming back from work, decompressing after work. The transitions alone, my friends, the transitions alone are a lot. And they just don't get it. So I'm no longer looking to 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5. I'm going to do what I can, and I'm probably going to work on the days that I don't have work. Hence today. I'm not working at my 9 to 5, not working at my day job. So right now I am working on the podcast, and I'm getting it done a week ahead of time, and I'm very proud of that. And so now this week I will be writing, maybe on another train ride. I'll be writing another episode or not, and I will be editing in the evenings. And that is just how it's going to have to be. but I'm not going to pressure myself to do too much because I know that we need time to rest. Me specifically, I need time to rest. So if you're working 9 to 5 and you also have a side gig going and you're like me and you also have ADHD, honestly, or you're just plainly exhausted, I want to remind you that you're not broken and that the typical productivity advice wasn't written for us. It just wasn't. Whether you have ADHD, a chronic illness, anything. I feel like even anxiety, because anxiety can be exhausting, especially I know at my high highs, it was exhausting. But the typical productivity hacks just don't work for us, and that's okay. We need to be okay with it. We need to create our own rules around productivity and getting things done. And I'm still figuring mine out, which is why this is not a teaching episode. This is just a journal entry episode. I'll share them when I've come to something solid. I will let you know. But if you do have any prioritizing tricks or hacks that actually worked for you, for someone with unpredictable energy, ADHD and the like, please, please, please drop them down below. I would love to hear about them and I would love to try them out. Maybe for the audience, I'll try them out and see how they work. Because even if it's a trick that you thought could work for you, but you haven't had the time to try it out, let me know. Maybe I'll try it out because I am open and available for anything that might help me on this journey. But that's it for this episode. I am so appreciative that you're here. If you would like to like, comment, or subscribe to this channel, all of those things are greatly appreciated. And if you have an ADHD friend who's trying to prioritize and do it all, please share this episode with them. I just want them to know that they're not alone and that it's okay. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to need rest, and it's okay for things to drop if they need to drop because we can't prioritize it all. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. And until next time, let's become abundantly aware together. Bye for now.